Greetings. This is Brother Esquire. Welcome to the All Men Are Not Created Equal podcast. And first, we want to thank Almighty God for giving us an opportunity to come to you today via this podcast. And our podcast is entitled Golfing While Black. We have with us two very special guests of the United Black Golfers Association. And in full disclosure, I am a co-founder and vice president of the United Black Golfers Association. But today we have our president with us, Vernel Bennett, as well as one of our esteemed members, Davida Davis. And I'd like to welcome them to our podcast this afternoon. Greetings, Mr. Bennett, El Presidente. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great for this wet day.
And hey, Davida Davis, how are you, sis?
Very well, very well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Well, we're going to discuss golfing while black. And we know for many of us who are out on those links, golfing is not merely just a game of sport, but it adds so much more to that. When we look at sports in general, we know that sports has served as a catalyst for the civil rights movement. It has served as a catalyst for all kind of political change. But when we think about golf, oftentimes we think that golf is all white man's sport, and the very few some would say tokens that's in the sport is not really representative of our communities and what we seek to do. Mr. Bennett, can you tell us why you started, or give us some background about the United Black Golfers?
Well, United Black Golfers came about when I retired, and I was playing golf out in Long Island, and then we decided to bring it to New York, and we, being Jock and myself, decided to bring it to New York in 2014. So we started because it was indicated that we don't have this activity in New York because we have a few golf courses. So we decided to bring it to New York, and in March of 2014, we made that dream come true.
Okay, and Davida, I understand you're a member of the United Black Golfers Association, and oftentimes when you think of golf, not only do you think it's white dominated, but you also think it's male dominated. But as a Black woman in this organization, what are some of the challenges you see as a woman on the golf course, and more so as a Black woman on the golf course?
Well, first of all, a lot of women are a bit intimidated. Coming on the course, it's 18 holes. It's a long, it's a lot of time that you have to spend out there. So a lot of people, a lot of women are, a little funny about having to get out there with other gentlemen because there's not a lot of women out there. But I'll tell you something. With United Black Golfers, we're getting women very interested in the sport and coming out. And our numbers are growing in terms of women because they see that it's not as intimidating as it might have been made to be. So people are starting to get the hang of things and coming out and, getting their exercise and realizing that it's just as good for women that it is for men.
Okay, and President Bennett, outside of golf, what activities do the golfers engage in, and do you all sponsor any activities?
Well, we have a few activities. We have our main purpose is our scholarship program, and we have had it from 2016 to 2020. We had over 36 students we've given scholarships to, totaling about $24,800. So we do that part, and also one of the main purposes also is to teach each other how to network with each other, because golfing is just more than our club is more than golf. We are among the few co-ed golf clubs. Most of the golf clubs are either all men or all women, right? And our club is special because we put Black in our name, distinguish who we are. At present, we have about 70 golfers, and it's a 60-40 ratio, and it's growing. And the youngest is in the 30s, and the oldest is in the 80s. So we, by being out on the golf course, we're visible. People see us. Young folks see us. They're joining blindly. Our networking that we do electronically is coming across, and people are seeing us. I get calls from all over the United States about us. They think we're this big group. We're all over the United States. We're not yet, but we're working on it. We are visible. I would say we have the most dynamic team of golfers that you ever see. That's mixed. And as you see this game, as those who are still working or younger, we'll teach them how to network. Golf is more than being on the golf course hitting a ball. Golf is a thinking game. It's like playing chess. It's like playing chess. So if you're playing chess, you don't make a move and think about it. You make a move and you're 2 moves ahead. That's what golf is. You don't just hit the ball. You hit the ball with a purpose. You got 4 strikes to get into that hole. You have to plan that out. The golf course is not made to be your friend. But if you're playing with people that look like you have enjoyment time, it's not as intimidating as it may seem.
Well, there may be some pushback, and this question is for you, Ms. Davis. Some may say, well, it's a bit too expensive to play golf, and so they don't even think about, even exploring, what it costs or what it would require to get on the golf course. What would you say to that?
Well, I mean, anything that you want to go after and learn, you always have to, put out a little, so I don't think that it's very expensive. The game is there. They're inexpensive clubs that you can get. A lot of people are very helpful in that they share and can give you clubs that they have and they don't need anymore. So it's not just about getting or it being too expensive. It's just like going to the movies nowadays. It's expensive to go to the movies, to take your family to the movies. So golf is a game of sport. It's something that when you're getting older, you look to do, and especially if you like the outdoors and stuff like that. So it's a way to keep yourself in shape. You're walking, you're riding, you're doing different things. So it's I wouldn't say it's very expensive. Yes, you have to spend a little money, but it's a fun game to come on out and play.
Thank you. And President Bennett, how did you get started? And some may say, am I too young to start? Am I a little too seasoned to start? When is a good time to start? And give us your story. How did you get started?
Well, I started playing. I was 55 years old. And how I started
Wait,
playing,
you said 25 or 55?
I mean, 55, the speed limit. That was the speed limit, 55.
Okay. You don't look 55 now, Mr. Bennett.
I passed 55 a long time ago.
Oh.
But what happened is I was looking for something to do. You're getting ready to retire. You think about retiring. And I used to bowl. And I was, I kind of injured myself bowling, so I had to find something else. And and my son said, why don't you try golf? I laughed. I said, golf? About no golf? Never played it, never thought about it, and never even crossed my mind. So I, around in my 50s, I went on a cruise, and me and the wife was on a cruise, and they had on the itinerary golf instruction. 8 o'clock in the morning, top deck.
Wow.
That's what I said too. I said, wow. And I went up and I took a little lesson. It wasn't the technology wasn't then like it is now. A little cage and little cameras around me telling me how to hit like Arnold Palmer and all this kind of stuff like that. There's an older white guy who's sweating. He told me to hold the club. I did those things. I didn't like it. So I left. Next year I went another cruise. I tried it one more time. This time I was a little kid, about 21 years old, maybe 110 pounds wet. I told him what I did last year. He told me, show me what he showed you. He said, now when you go home, do this. I went home. I did what he told me to do. I practiced. Then I joined. An outfit out in Long Island called Roosevelt Golf Association. And then I took some lessons inside of a gym in the wintertime. And then when it got warm, I joined the tournament. Didn't know what a tournament was. I just went and joined. I didn't know you're supposed to bring people with you. I just tournament. So I show up. I show up there by myself. They got breakfast and food and carts and everybody there. And I'm nervous because I'm, a bunch of black guys, mixed couple, mixed group. And I'm a little nervous because I said, I'm new. These guys have been playing all the same time. So lucky for me, I got into a cart. They paired me with this old black guy. He used to be a caddy. And we hitting the ball, we driving around. And in my mind, I said, I'm hitting the ball just as good as these guys are. I said, why am I intimidated about this? So then I looked around. I didn't know the language, what they were talking about. I didn't know a ball mark. I put something you mark on the ball. I didn't know that stuff. All I knew hit the ball, let's follow the ball. And the rest is history.
Wow. And how about you, Davida? How did you get involved in golf?
Well, like Vern said, my sister retired, and she was looking for something to do. So she found this other group of women golfers, and they're called the Rockaway Women's Golf League. And they started playing at Reese Park, which is a 9-hole. And it's called a pitch and putt at Reese. And she joined one year, and I followed behind her the next year. And it was really great because it's a great group of girls, ladies that we're still with today. And basically we started out just, like for fun, just learning the game and getting into it. And there was a guy that was there that was with us, and he used to go around the cart, and we used to have drinks and little noshes. And so we just loved what we were doing. It was just so much fun. And that was how we were drawn into it. So from that point, Reese Park, they closed, and we went over to Marine Park. And when we went over to Marine Park, the gentleman there, Mike, very, very nice to us, and he has been nice to us. So we've been there for the last couple of years, and the treatment that they've given us has been great. And some women will still do 9 holes. My sister and I always do the 18, and you just get better, and you just love the game, and the rest is, like Vern said, it's history.
Great. Before we go any further, we're going to ask you out there in the YouTube world to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, like our page and share this interview that we're having. We'll give you a couple seconds to do that. And while you're doing that, we're going to talk about the United Black Golfers, how to become a member, how to join the United Black Golfers. And President Bennett, can you carry this portion of the program for us?
Okay, if you want to join, you can just go to ubga.org, and everything you know is on the website. But a summary of what you would have to do is our membership is a general membership. It's $20 a month, right? It's $20 a month and a $100 one-time initiation membership fee. That membership fee provides you with our colors. We have our colors orange and black. So you get a short sleeve golf shirt and a hat and some other little things we put into the bag. And after that, you pay $20 a month. And then you're a full member, and we have bylaws and rules and regulations that you have to go by. And we have members right now. Our membership spans between Long Island, New York, 5 boroughs, New Jersey, and a few associate members out in Missouri, Virginia, and Maine, and Nevada.
Okay, great. And I see we have a couple of members actually tuning in. Gillette Barton, she gives a couple of thumbs ups and a heart. And we have a comment from Carvel Johnson, Mr. Johnson writes, I once thought golf was for non-athletes. How wrong was I? Once you play it, it hooks you. And I can tell you from a personal standpoint, yes, it's very addictive. And in fact, you're gonna ask for your next hit every couple of days, and you have to almost tell yourself to slow down, or you'll find yourself out there practically every single day. Mr. Bennett, how many times a week do you golf?
Now we was averaging with the club. We was averaging once a week to twice a week. Matter of fact, this year, after the pandemic was around June, we came online. We played over 24 rounds of golf, almost every weekend, and a few times during the week, because our club is made up of retired and working people. So we get the weekends, we get averaging maybe 16 to 20 golfers at the weekend, and during the week we get about maybe eight to 12 golfers. And we don't golf in one place. We golf wherever there's a golf course.
Well, Davida, talk to me about that a bit. Where have you been to? What courses have you been to since you started golfing? I know you're not only regulated to New York City or the Long Island courses. Have you golfed out of state at all?
Yeah, we've golfed in Maryland. We went out to the Poconos. That was the first time I golfed 3 straight days of golf. I mean, you know, you would think that you'd be tired, and it was the most wonderful. We had the most wonderful weekend. It was so great, you know, and we really had a good time. We really had a great time to bond together. And the places we golfed at were absolutely, you know, it was just beautiful. The different places that we golfed at, it was just a wonderful thing. And you would think 3 days of golf for your first time, but it was just wonderful, breathtaking views, and you know, courses that I had never been on, and it was just, you know, the Poconos is a beautiful place to play. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I know, Mr. Bennett, I went through our website and saw that we've had UBGA golfers go all the way to the Middle East to golf. Is that correct?
Yes, we had a couple out there in Saudi Arabia riding camels. They were golfers. They didn't play no golf, but they went out there to represent UBGA. Right? We travel. We get around between what we do as a group and what they do individually. We've covered a lot of ground. We have played in averaging about. I said when we do the weekend trips, we do these once or twice a year. We're averaging 3 highly rated golf courses. We're not talking about the local courses that's in the city, and we played vineyard courses. We played links courses. We played the regular, you know, the tree line courses, narrow, wide, all skill levels. And we don't care of your skill level, because we have skills that goes from beginners to people playing for 20 plus years. So we help each other, and we've traveled. We've covered the black owned golf courses. We've got a couple of them, and unfortunately they went out of business. One down in Malton and Maryland, they went out of business recently. They went out of business.
I have a question, Mr. Bennett, from the president of Local 372, Sean D. Francois I.
My brother.
He asked, does miniature golf count?
Yes. If miniature golf counts if you got 13 clubs. See, the miniature golf is for those guys who can putt good, you see.
But we do want to thank Sean D. Francois I, as well as the president of Local 372, for supporting the scholarship fund that we have at UBGA, because I think, Mr. Bennett, you mentioned that we've already issued how many scholarships, and what's the amounts?
36 students received scholarships totaling, as of 2020, $24,800.
Okay, Very good. I mean, for an organization that's 6 years old, I think those milestones are noteworthy, because you have some organizations that are 10, 20, 30 years old and who uh, basically, want to say that they have a robust scholarship program, and they haven't uh, granted as much and as many scholarships as UBGA. I want to go back a bit. When I decided to have this podcast, Golfing While Black, one of my Morehouse brothers, uh, Fanon Khaldun, reached out to me, and he's in Bermuda. And he said, Jacques, there are tons of black golfers in Bermuda. You guys have to make your way down there. And I said, I'm going to discuss that with our president to see if we can make that happen. But in addition to that, he also sent me a link to a YouTube, I guess, documentary regarding this golfer named Raphael Corbin, who is a trailblazer in the game of golf when it comes to people of color. He was the first to play in the Canadian Open. He played in the Michigan Open. And in fact, he was a member of the St. Nicholas Golf Club, which was a golf organization in Harlem, New York. And I know that's where you're from, right, Vern?
Born and raised.
in Harlem, New York. And I think to break down some of these barriers, we really have to uncover some of the hidden figures in golf, because many of the hidden figures in golf are black. When we look at the inventor of the golf tee, every time you bend down to pick up that tee and put it in the ground, we really should think about Dr. George F. Grant, who is the inventor of the golf tee. And I think if many of our young people understood how integral we were in the beginning of the game of golf, they would be more interested in the game. And as you mentioned earlier, President Bennett, the game of golf goes way beyond just the greens, because there's a lot of networking that happens on the greens. Can you talk to us a little bit about your experience of what happens within those 5 hours in an 18-hole outing?
See, like when you're on the golf course, first of all, the if you go play golf, say by yourself, it's 4 people will go out. It might be 4 strangers. You might be the only stranger, but you're there and captivated in a golf cart with a person between 4 and 5 hours. Now, let's take that and put it in our group. In our group, we got folks who work to corporate America. Corporate America prior to the pandemic, the brothers go to the basketball court, softball field, and everybody else goes to the golf course. Now, you hit a home run, you slide at the home base. At one point in time, what's going to happen to you? You're going to age out of that game. Golf is ageless. 80 years old, you're still playing. Okay. But the mere fact is, you're the person in the golf cart with maybe one of the vice presidents. So what happens? You're stuck with this guy for 4 hours. He can't go no place. He can't answer the phone. He can't even go to the bathroom. There's no bathrooms on the course. So he's stuck. Now you got that opportunity to have face-to-face, know who you are, and you get back to the office, they will remember you because there's only one of you and 20 of them. And they don't expect us to play golf. They expect us to do the typical sports, basketball, baseball, track, something we grew up with. Like myself, I didn't never think about golf. I haven't seen anybody play. When I'm coming up, the guys who were black guys who were playing golf, who came in the 60s, I was in like junior high school and high school. We was playing softball and basketball. We didn't think about that. That as you get older and Tiger Woods come on the scene, oh, look at black golf. But black golf was there before Tiger Woods. Look at black golf the same way we look at black baseball. You had regular baseball, you had what they call the Negro Leagues. We had the same thing, but we broke into it much later, into the 60s, before we was able to actually get on the course. We were the caddies of the game. And you know how important the caddy is in the game of golf. You wonder how come we're not in the main flow of golf, because I look at it this way: you're the best when you play the best. So, which means you must allow everybody to be in the game. If you don't, you can't call yourself the best in the game.
Okay, and Davida,
Mhm.
how do you overcome maybe some of the challenges of going to a particular course where you may feel that you're not welcome, or you're not getting the service that you deserve? How do you overcome that, or have you experienced that before?
Well, yes, I have experienced it. One thing about women golfers, they think that we can't play, first of all, and they also think that we're slow. Um, what's happened to me before is one time we were out on the course and we were moving along just like everybody else. And you have the people that ride in the carts and try to keep everybody moving along. And they're called rangers. And the ranger came by and he said, well, you really need to keep up the pace of play. And we were like, well, we were doing that. We were doing just that. So I guess maybe he felt that we weren't moving along as well. And at that point, I got on the tee and I hit the ball, and all you did was hear him say, wow, wow. Because
Yeah.
they don't expect us to really know the game. They don't expect us to really be able to handle ourselves out there. Well, when he saw me hit the ball, he moved away from us because he realized, well, maybe they're talking to the wrong people, because obviously these women know the game. They know they're supposed to keep the pace of play up. And I'm just going to move over to the left and let them play their game, because he realized that it was a little discriminating because we were women and we were Black women. And you see and you hear about that because they don't think that we can handle ourselves out there, but you can show them better than you can tell them, so that's what you have to do. And that's that's the thing that you should do: show them how you play, show them that you know the rules, and you move the game along just like everybody else.
Okay. Thank you for that, Davida. We have a comment. It says, "Hello, I golf in the Poconos of PA. I'm often the only Black woman on many courses in the area. Um, how does, I guess, UBGA solve or attack that particular problem? Because that's, I believe, one of the issues. Many Black golfers have the apprehension of, well, if I show up to this golf course, I'll be the only Black person on this golf course. And sometimes folks aren't as friendly, but I know UBGA creates a different type of experience. Well, tell us a little bit, Mr. Bennett, how do you kind of alleviate that apprehension that a new golfer has when it comes to the golf course and being the only Black golfer on the golf course?
When we come about golfers, we come up there. If we out of town, we running average about, we say about 12 to 20 deep, right? And there's almost just as many women as men. When we line up to go out, we make sure the women are in between the men if we don't mix them up. So therefore, I would never put a woman on a lead team, a woman in the back, because if that happens, we don't see them. If they're between us, we know where they are at all times. People will hit up on you if they think that you're moving too slow or to be cute. But we don't have that problem because we come in there looking good. We know the game. Those who do not know the rules, they're with people who do know the rules, right? You will get a new golfer. They will never be by themselves. We put them with the experienced golfer, and we tell them to listen to what that experienced golfer is telling you. Because like Davida said, you do not want the ranger rolling up to you, or sometimes they'll roll up to you. They ride alongside you, right? You look over, you see the Rangers over there. But the rule is that if seeing a person in front of me, I am not holding up.
That's right.
I'm not holding up the pace.
Mm-hmm.
So go up front of the people in front of us. That's who's holding it up. And then sometimes I have called them over and said, "Is there a problem?" He said, "No." So why are you hanging around? I do not like that, and they would just leave. But today, when we go out with 20 deep, beginners to experienced golfers. We enjoy ourselves and still maintain the rules of the course. Each course has various rules. We do not want our people to feel uncomfortable playing. I don't want them to feel uncomfortable or unsafe. We are here to have a good time. If there's a problem when we go out to play, I tell the Rangers before we go out, I say, you come to me and address me, because all our folks have cell phones in their cart, and those who are in charge of that particular group, we be in contact. So if something goes wrong, we know about it and resolve it before it reaches ahead. But on general, when you're playing with people that you enjoy, you feel comfortable with, your game is your game. When you go out there and play by yourself, and you're the only black person there, most of the time they're gonna ask you, "Oh, you hit first. Why you want me to hit first?" Or what do you do for a living? I'm not playing golf with your occupation. Why is that so important? These are things we have to go through sometimes, not all the time. In general, most of the golf courses we have played on are very hospitable and very courteous. The management side, you might get some little cracks from some of the patrons, but that's their problem. That's not our problem. And we don't waste our time with that. But in our club, we're going to have fun and enjoy each other, or you should be part of our club. We're not here whether you're a 2 handicap or 32 handicap. You're still part of UBGA membership.
Okay. And President Bennett, I know you're gonna like this. The daughter of one of your favorite instructors just chimed in. Mr. Shemiel, the instructor that we've had a few years. Yeah, Shemiel.
Yeah.
His daughter, Tara Monique, said, "My dad's second love." I like to think I'm his first, but I know going back to the age requirements or non-requirement of age, I know Shemiel, when we were out on the golf course, he was hitting the ball a lot farther than some of the younger men that were on the golf course.
Shemiel was my teacher. He was one of my teachers. Shemiel was one of my instructors when I first started.
Wow. And Mr. Bennett, what instruction, if any, does the United Black Golfers Association give to new golfers who never held a club in their hand and say, you know what, I want to join your association? Take us through the process of how you move them along the spectrum.
We have people who have joined this year who never had a golf club in their hand. I'm talking about new golfers. They had to go buy clubs and everything like that. And they came. We have instructional time where we go to the range and teach them certain basic things. And then they're so energetic, they want to go right out to the golf course. I said, you only been golf time at the range once. They want to go out. We take them out. We mix them up with the senior people, and usually try to mix them up if it's 1 to 3 or 2 to 2, and we let them go out, and they enjoy themselves. They're hitting the ball well, and this game is not a visual game. You got to do it. You got to practice the game. You can't just read a book and look at it and say, "Wow, look at me." That doesn't work. We take them out. We have a good time. Now what we're doing, we go out to a club. We have our annual scholarship tournament out in Port Washington. They have a 9-hole executive course, and they have a range. We go to the range for an hour, then we take them out on a 9-hole executive course. We play 9 holes. It's a challenging 9 holes. It's Harbor Links executive course in Port Washington, Long Island, and they do very well, because once you get relaxed and comfortable, the rest of it is practice. You can't learn this game by reading the book. You got to hold that club. You got to swing the club. You got to get that first back ache, that first arm ache. If you don't get that arm ache or that back ache, you're doing something wrong. So you have to do it. And then after that, you get comfortable with the people that you're golfing with. And this is a game, I look at it as a game of relaxation. I'm not paying money to go out on a course to have fun and be miserable. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because most golf courses are not close. You got to travel. You're going to travel an hour to get to the course and play 4 or 5 hours on the course and be miserable. It's not good. It's not good.
Okay. And we have a comment from Tracine Baker, who says, I truly wish I could find 20 Black women to play in the Poconos. Davida, do you want to address that?
Yes, sure. If there wasn't COVID this year, we would have probably been out there in the Poconos this year because we so truly enjoyed it. And it sounds like you're from Pennsylvania, so you might know of some courses that we might really like to play at, and you can definitely get in touch with Vern, and we can definitely make that happen because we probably have close to maybe 25 women on.
No, more than that now. 70, yeah, about that. We have about 30 something because it's 70 golfers and 40% is women.
Right.
So 30 something golfers, and the skill set ranges from beginner to medium to up.
Absolutely. So we like to play all over. So even if you want to join our group, you can join our group. Like Vern said, we have other people that are not from New York that are part of our group. And if you want to play with us, we even have openings where even people who are not part of UBGA play with us in different places. So, we could definitely make that happen. I don't know about 20 women, but we might get close to that. We might get very close to that. So, definitely leave us your information.
Can I add this to you, Davida? what we have for people out of, we got guys in Virginia and Missouri. We call them associate members. Now, what an associate member does, they pay $50 a year, and the first initial $100, and after that it's $50 a year. You get our shirt and our goodie bag we send you. Now, what do that mean? You be part of our database now. Wherever we go, you know where we're going. We only see a couple of these guys only during our annual golf classic. They come in from Missouri, Virginia. They come up, and they get everything else that we do. Now, if we're going to be traveling at that area, and you'll know about it in advance. You say, okay, I'll meet you guys there, and you can play with us whether you're a member or non-member. See, you're not exclusive to our membership. Just go online and you see it. You pay the fee to the golf fees to us. We pay the golf course, and you show up. That's all it is. And then it just goes that way. So you don't have to worry about 20 women, because after a while you'll find out that we had 2 women from New Jersey. Now we got 5 people in New Jersey, and one of the members from New Jersey lives way down to South Jersey, almost right outside of Philadelphia. Right? He comes all the way up to play with us. Right? I don't say you become a Pennsylvania, might be the Poconos. Oh, about 2 hours from Poconos. It's about the same ride he's coming. It's about the same ride that he's coming. As a matter of fact, your ride is shorter than his ride coming up, right? But we have fun, and he joined. He have a good time. Matter of fact, he's playing more golf than the people living closer. So we have a good time, good mix of people and personalities and what have you. And I think that our membership, we have our chartered members back in 2014. Eight of them are still there, and we have 70 golfers as of right now. And we do terminate golfers too. They don't abide by the rules and regulations, and you're not permanently grounded with us. So you act up and mess up. Nice knowing.
Well, Mr. Bennett, getting back to the scholarship fund, what are the criteria for qualifying for the scholarship? And I know Davida serves on that committee. So do you want to start off and let Davida
I'll open the door,
finish?
let her run in. I'll be her opening act, let her take the main show from that point. So, what we do basically, we offer our scholarship to anybody in New York City, 5 boroughs, and we've averaged early times between five. Now we do eight scholarships of $800 each, and the criteria for those scholarships, I'll let Davida tell you all that, because she handles all that paperwork and all other stuff that be coming through. So I'm not gonna take her job away from her. So give it to my girl Davida.
All right. So you're gonna triple Davida salary, right? Put a couple of O's on the zero.
Zero. But no. So what we do is we try to get in touch with the different schools and guidance counselors, and let them know what we're doing, so that it opens it up to all high school seniors that are graduating. These counselors, guidance counselors, help them to get their paperwork in. We need their grades. We need their information on what they might be taking when they go to school, their grade point average. Basically, we're looking for people with 75% or higher grade point average. But what we mostly look for in our kids is, children that are actually giving back to their schools. They're doing their giving like their time and their talents to their schools, doing a little bit for the school or outside of the school. What do you do? What do you give back? How can you say that you're really making a difference? What are you doing in your school in terms of your free time? How do you give back your time to your school? What are you doing as a person? And how do you become that person that you're looking to become when you get to college, and different things like that. Young adults, they become aware of themselves, and these young adults right now, they are just, it's just beautiful to see how much they're doing, these kids. I mean, not only are they doing their schoolwork, they're just giving up their time to different agencies, and they're really showing that it's more to life than just themselves. They're really trying to show what they're doing and what their interests are. And we are just like so excited to see, what these kids can do. And they come over to us and we give them like a couple of questions, and they answer these questions for us. And we have a grading system. And I tell you, it is like the hardest thing to pick out of eight students. We'll have about, one year we had about 50 kids that actually put in for the scholarship. So the money is necessary. They need this money for books and different things like that when they're going to school. And it's just been awesome to talk to these young adults and to find out what their interests are and what they're doing, because it is so exciting to see our young adults are doing such great things. And just being in the scholarship committee has really opened my eyes up to what the good work we do, in getting this money to these students. And the kids that are selected, we have them come down to our event at the end of the year, and it's just, we get to see them, we get to see their families, we keep up with them. really, really a great thing. And this is part of what we do at our organization. It's not just golf, it's how we give back and what we do in finding, people to interest themselves in golf, because we want, these young adults to be interested in golf and to find out more and look to coming back to our organization and joining our organization and being a part of us.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Mr. Bennett, what
Sure.
advice would you give to a young person who's thinking about, picking up a club and why they should do it? What advice would you dispense?
I would, I would, I would, I would tell the young adults the same thing I told my grandson. He was in Winston-Salem University, and I told him, make one of your gym classes a golf class, because you never know when it might become useful to you in the corporate world or for yourself. It won't hurt you, so why not try it? You can't complain about things if you never did something, right? We tend to prejudge things. I would say any young person right now who never saw the game or looked at the game, give it a shot. Because depending on what your career path is, it might become very beneficial to you. Because I'm retired now. When I first started, I was still working, and when I traveled, I was a corporate order for the government. I traveled a lot, and once the clients found out that I played golf, they forgot about the work. They only want to talk about golf. Golf, where you play that? Wow, 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 stuff like that. So we're not expected to play. So let's surprise them. We have done everything in this country that everybody else have done. We have been recognized for it at the same level they have been recognized. But I indicated to you earlier, there's 25 million non-professional golfers in the United States. There's only 1 million black. So do the percentage, you see how small a percentage that is. So therefore, when they see you, they're surprised. Oh, you don't have to be a corporate executive to play golf. You can play golf on a municipal course, depends on what time of day, as low as $30, $40 with a cart, or you can be fancy and play at some courses that might cost you $200 for a round.
So, Mr. Bennett, I just want to hold you right there for a quick second, because sometimes we have organizations, and our organizations are so we become discriminatory within our own organization. The same things that we complain about, we actually start implementing within our organization. So with UBGA, is there I guess a requirement as far as socio-economic requirement when to join, as or profession wise or money wise, or any barriers?
Oh, okay. The biggest barrier for joining us is your attitude. We don't care about what you do, what color your collar is, how much money you make, how big a position you have at your job. You know why? Because we don't play with your occupation, we play with you. You may be important at work, but with us, everybody's equal. If you're a doctor and he's a carpenter, if you're a lawyer and he's a mechanic, every lawyer I know can't fix their own car, so you need it. And if you're a doctor, and every doctor I know calls a plumber when they have a problem with their sink. So if we don't care about that. Matter of fact, it's not even on the application. And we're self-sufficient. We don't only requirement we have. I used to, when we had our physical meetings, we used to say we have a meter at the door. It's called an attitude meter. If your attitude is not appropriate, it will ring and you can't come in. You can have $1 million, $5 million, but a pissed off attitude will bring that pissed off attitude into the club. And like Maya Angelou said, when someone tell you who they are, believe them. So we don't need that. You will have your doubting Thomases. We started in 2014 at charter members of really it's 5 members. In 2020, November, we got 70. So, and we have various skill sets. Matter of fact, we still got people joining now, and the season is over. They're joining now. we have a good time. We teach each other, we learn, we travel, and that's what we do with the club. We also travel among ourselves. We got folks who travel with us. They travel Myrtle Beach, all over the place. They travel all over the place, right? If you check our website out, you will see our pictures, places that we've been, our social, our political side that we do. We have all folks that's part of our organization or supporting us. We get great support from the unions, even though a lot of union folks who's authority don't golf, but we're working on that too. We're working on that too, because we don't want you to feel silly, uncomfortable, or stupid. Everybody swings and misses the ball. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Everybody swings and takes a chunk of the earth out of the ball. Don't feel bad, right? Everybody hit the ball and they curse. Don't feel bad. If you don't do those things, you're not doing golf right. You're not doing it right. But just have a good time. Occupation is not a criteria. But what we do with your occupation, we become self-sufficient with our various backgrounds. We take care of ourselves because we do everything we do in-house, with us, for us, by us.
Amen.
Amen. Mr. Bennett, and I know the answer to this because I was in the room when it was decided, but some may ask, well, why United Black Golfers Association? And why did you put the emphasis of black within the title name? And I'll let you speak to that.
You know, you can speak to that also. You know, I'll carry it. I'll carry it. We made two very important decisions. One important decision was putting black in our name, and the second important decision was using orange as a color for our group. Black. Black is all over the world. Now, everybody look at this game of golf as being a white person's golf. Some young white person's sport. Some youngsters, we was doing some training sessions, and you may remember this jock, and he was in the park, and he had a video camera, and we stopped to talk to him. He may be in his early 20s. I said, man, why don't you interested in playing golf? He told us, no, man, that's a white man's sport, golf. I said, so is basketball, football, track, tennis, everything else. It's not their sport. They played the sport. It's not their sport. It becomes anybody's sport. He shut down and shut up. The reason we put black in our name is because we want you to know who we are, because black is universal. Now they're saying African American, black, colored, however you want to define it. Black to us is the dominant color, which it is even in crayons, it's the dominant color. So when we're out publicly, we travel, like we said, we travel Pennsylvania, Poconos. We've gone down Ocean City. We've been to South Jersey a few times, in Maryland. When people contact us, I don't want them to think that the golf club is something else outside of black golfers. You know that when you contact us. So therefore, you're not surprised if I call us the hole-in-one club. Who's that? Then we show up, oh, then the excuses come. No, this is who we are. Mm-hmm. Either you love us, hate us, or leave us alone. Because we don't beg for anything. We're self-sufficient operation, and we got the talent within our club to prove that. We don't worry about what other people think. We worry about what we do and what we represent. Our website shows who we are, where we've been, what we have done. You can see our sponsors, the people that have sponsored us or supported us. It's not because we say United Black Golfers, don't mean that we don't involve ourselves with non-black things. That's not true. That's not true. It's like any other golf club. It was the Irish club or the Italian golf club. I played golf with Italian. I mean, the Italians played golf with us. If you check our website, you'll see even our scholarships. It was a black scholarship. We've given scholarships out to Chinese, all different ethnics, to people. Wow, because we have criteria. They answered it, they fulfilled it. Then our scholarship committee, which is no joke, they're hard. They don't give you out no grades. They're hard, and it's supposed to be because life is not easy. Right. And the reason we also picked the shirt orange, it stands out. Picture this: you're on a golf course up in the Poconos, where it's a handful of black folks outside of the employees up there, and you got 20 orange golf shirts with brown skin, green grass. You'll be seeing a country mile. We're there, and we wear it proudly. We have gotten challenged once or twice, but that's typical. That's typical because we're not going there asking for favors. We negotiate professionally. We've got enough team, enough talent in our organization to sit down and negotiate anything you want to negotiate. We got people in that can do it. And what I don't know, we go outside and get. Matter of fact, our golf club is among the few who have trademarked our name. Our logo is trademarked, and our acronym is trademarked. So therefore, if anybody feel they want to use our name, that's fine. We got 5 lawyers on staff, and we let them make money on it first before we send them after them. That's fine. So we don't worry about that stuff. We are well-tuned, fine oil machine with some of the best folks that I've run into. And we didn't have this golf organization, I would have known Davida. I would have known her. Mm-hmm. I've known Jack through other aspects. But a lot of young folks that we run into, and how do you folks say it on Facebook? We got like a 1,000 likes and 1,100 followers or something like that. They told me. So I mean, and they're out there. We get questions all the time. I got a call. Matter of fact, next week, I got a call from the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation in London. It wanted to do an interview with me on blacks golfing in the United States. And why do they pick me? Most of the time they say they Google black golf, and we're the only name that come up. Because there are a lot of black golf groups out there, but they don't have blacks in their name, so they don't know who they are. That's what we do.
Yes, sir. And Vern, I would like to add to what you said as well, because interestingly enough, when we first incorporated and started marketing United Black Golfers Association, I had gotten a text message from a white acquaintance who was friends with me on Facebook, and she was really upset that we incorporated the name United Black Golfers Association. And I said, wow, you haven't said anything about the Sons of Italy or the Irish Foundation for whatever, or, the Britons for whatever cause. It seemed like it doesn't matter until Black people embrace who they are and embrace their culture and embrace being Black. That's when it was a problem. I said, out of everything, that whole week we were receiving all kind of congratulatory messages. Great job. I can't wait to, join. And then she writes, I would have loved to support you all, but why does it have to be Black golfers? I said, oh man, it touched the nerve. But it also let us know that when you are self-respecting, when you love yourself, you're going to have those who don't accept it or digest it that well. And the great thing about United Black Golfers Association, we don't care what you think. We're going to treat you according to how you treat us. And I've been on a golf course, as you said, President Bennett. For the most part, the folks who are collegial with us, we're very collegial with you. But if you're not collegial with us, we're going to find a way not to support you or support your establishment. Is that simple? We don't go where we're not wanted. And as long as you appreciate who we are, we're not going to have any problems. And I say that to say, the lead up to Mr. Bennett, you talked about tournaments. Where were the last few tournaments that UBGA had, and how was the treatment at that particular facility?
I'll put it this way: we have had 4 or 5 tournaments, and the last 2 was at Harbor Links in Port Washington. If you ever played there, it's a lovely course. Nice. And we went out there to negotiate the deal for the course in 2016 and 2018, and we played our first round out in Harbor Links, and we booked for 72 golfers. We had to shut it down at 120 golfers, and people was on a standby list to play. The course treated us, I mean, fantastic. They wanted us there. They showed us they wanted us there with the hospitality. I've done a lot of golf outings in my tenure, and this outing here with this group with the folks at Harbor Links was fantastic. The management was great. Anything we asked for, they gave us. The things we didn't know, they gave us. They went out backwards. They enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. We had a long day. People enjoyed it. Matter of fact, we had our last outing this year. It was during the pandemic, so we had to shut it down a little bit from 120 to about 80 because they had individual ride carts. And unfortunately, that same day of our outing, the storm came. Right? And anybody know if you're golfing, if they don't shut the course down, you don't get range checks. You don't get no range check. And it stormed. It wasn't no rain. It was a storm. And we had 80 golfers registered, and of that 80 golfers, 65 showed up, and people came as far from Virginia and South Jersey, and from the people who knows anything about the Shinnecock Reservation came from there to play with us. And we got rained down, little COVID thing there, but while we was there, I heard some noise at the table. Our ladies having a ball. They found a spot to have some fun in the rain. We had a good time. I knew what it was. I didn't call their names out, but one of them was here, and but I ain't calling their names out. We make the best from the worst.
That's right. Absolutely.
And you don't let that stop. Things going to happen beyond our control. You don't stop. You're trying to work a way around it. Our job is to make our members, make our guests feel comfortable and welcome. Like my mother used to tell me that you don't invite people to your home to embarrass them. You are our invited guests. We want you to enjoy us. We're going to enjoy you. And which means, like, when you were kids, you didn't have much food, but if you brought your friend upstairs, he got a piece of your food. So, so you had that chicken wing. Now you got the winglet. He got the wing, the thigh looking wing. So if they come up, we're gonna treat them like family. And we don't care who you are, and we don't put no color on the family. We look at relationships and hospitality and how, like Jock said, you treat us, we treat you the same way, but we're not going to take or stand for any disrespect in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you so much, Brother Bennett and Ms. Davis, Davida. Wow, time is upon us. It's time to close out. It's 5:03. So, Ms. Davis, I'm going to ask you to go first with some closing remarks, then ask Mr. Bennett to give us some closing remarks, and I'll tie it up with some announcements. And again, thank you all. But Davida, any closing remarks, especially for your Black women magic, your Black girl magic crew that's out there? I'm getting all these text messages now saying they want to join. They didn't know that a group like this exists. But go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, for the 5 years that I've been with the group, it's been a hell of a ride. We've really had some great times, and I've met some wonderful people, and I'm looking forward to meeting a lot more people. So I want you guys to not, feel like you can't come down and come and check us out. Look at our website, because we're here to stay, and we're going to just get more and more people that enjoy the game, that want to learn the game, and are going to ride with us. So just come on over. UBGA. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Davida. And I see, before we let our esteemed president get on, I see one of our very new members, but she's not new to the community. Adrian Felton just jumped on the line and said, thank you. Yes, Black Girl Magic. We see Juliette Barton, our secretary, said yes. So Black Girl Magic is supporting you big time.
Yes. Thank you,
ladies. and again, with the United Black Golfers Association, we're a co-ed club, and our brothers hold down our sisters, and our sisters hold down our brothers. There's no gender wars here. We're one big family. And right now, I'll let our president close us out, and I'll follow up with some announcements. Thank you.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you, Jock, for putting this together. Exposure is among the most important things you have. How you're exposed is another thing. But we run a quality operation. Jock created his podcast, For All Men Are Not Created Equal. It's true. We know the problems in our society and our structure. We can't keep worrying about what other people think about us. It's what we think about us and how we do ourselves. I tell our members, when you're wearing an orange shirt, you represent us. If you want to act a fool, take the orange shirt off and represent you. Because people remember that shirt and that's in the emblem, and they'll remember who you are. So we are serious about that. Members, welcome. UBGA.org is our website. Matter of fact, we just developed a new website, and the old website is up now. In about a week or two, you'll see it change to a new dynamic website. People told us, what's wrong with the old one? When you see the new one, you'll see what's wrong with the old one. Right? It's a total difference. We put time and effort in it. We use most of the talent that we use is among ourselves. We got the talent there. We don't have to reach outside for our talent. It's there. If we don't have it inside, we go outside and get it. That's what we do. But again, anybody who's interested in learning anything about about our group, you can go on ubga.org, and then within 2 weeks or so, you'll see the new site pop up. We don't care how new you are. Only thing we ask you to do is have a good attitude and have a good personality. Like one of our newer members indicated to us, I'm going to put her out there because I think it's important. We've had our outing out in Harbor Links during the storm this year, and she is a new golfer. She lived in Brooklyn, and Port Washington is Long Island. It's not good for public transportation. She took her clubs on the subway, got on a railroad, and took an Uber to the golf course in the storm and played maybe 3 holes. That's how bad the storm got. Last Tuesday, she joined UBGA. Right?
Oh, wow.
She joined. She actually joined. And she said this. She said, one of the things I like about UBGA is that you guys are not so much about golf. You guys are more so about people. And that's what we're about. Golf is an avenue, but the people are our concern.
Wow. Mr. Bennett, President El Presidente, thank you so much for your leadership with the United Black Golfers Association. I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the members that this organization wouldn't be what it is without you, without your leadership, and the hard work that you put in daily to our organization. And Davida, I want to thank you for being our special guest to balance out our gender situation here. And can't wait to get back on the golf course with you guys. I know the weather is getting a little chilly out there, but there's some winter gear that we could buy to get a couple of rounds in. But thank you again for joining me here on the All Men Are Not Created Equal podcast. And I want you all to join us in 2 weeks, November 15th. We're going to have with us the founder of Stigma, which is a consulting group with the president, Danielle and Williams, who will present to us actually what it is in this new school environment and how we could overcome some of those challenges. And the title of the podcast will be Survival of the Fittest, Thriving in Our New School Normal. And Danielle provides tremendous amount of resources, insight as to how to perform and thrive in this new school normal, where parents who are not educators are now part of the educational system as if they should get paid, right? We have parents who are dealing with technology issues. They're dealing with children who may have special needs. This sister right here is dynamic. She's going to help assist many of us in understanding how our child, although may be disabled, can thrive in a setting like what we have now. Because COVID, we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know how it's going to end. So we have to prepare for the long haul. And our sister is going to help us understand how we can do it in our home as far as learning, teaching, and helping our young people. Again, I can't thank you all enough. Our listening audience, we're 10 minutes over, but as you can tell, the discussion was absolutely phenomenal. We do have one parting word from Davida. Go ahead.
Vote. Please vote. Please vote. Please vote. Yes.
There you go.
Vote like
I thought that was a peace sign.
Look, vote.
So we got the marching orders. Thanks again, and God bless you all, and good night.
Good night.
Good